first I become citizen, I studied American culture very closely. Hey, score touchdown for me, big guy. Now I'm expert on all things American, except gasoline. But I don't need to know about gasoline. My car knows. What a country.
Amoco Ultimate, rated the best gasoline you can buy.
Stupid commercial. What the heck are those kids doing?
Something extraordinary is coming to Amoco.
I know.
Change your gasoline buying experience, but it won't change your gasoline. You'll still be able to buy the same Amoco gasoline you've always bought, but the environment in which you buy it will be brighter, smarter,
And stupider.
more exciting than ever before. And the best part is, this is just the beginning. BP, going beyond.
Yeah, and going bankrupt too. Since your oil spill accident back happened recently, BP is no longer running Amoco. Amoco is all going. I do know there's actually an Amoco station not that far from me. They're changing back to Amoco. Arco merged with Amoco?
I think it's good for both companies. Make us a stronger company.
And then I have to be concerned about what my benefits.
It's confusing over the years.
A great vacation until it rained and rained and rained. Don't let lack of cash keep you there. This card's the... With American Oil's revolving credit plan, you can charge lodging and meals, even car rentals, and take up to a year to pay. If you can't do this with your credit card, get a modern credit card from American Oil.
Good old Johnny Cash.
There are millions of miles of roads in this great country, and you can drive down every one of them and never find another gasoline like Amoco Super Premium. It's
Amoco. I know history. I'm a history nut. Jackie, you need to go fuck. Fine. So.
At one point in time, they were struggling actors just looking for their big break.
No way!
Because cheddar cheese makes all the difference.
Oh. Even with cheese, it's gross. Broccoli's
And
gross.
today we're counting down our
Cornflakes.
10 celebrity commercials from before they were stars.
Put on the yum is the fun that never blows out. Big mouth busting bubble yum keeps it popping.
For this list, we're taking a look at celebrities who appeared in television commercials before achieving mega stardom.
The best thing that ever happened to a bum like me.
Die Hawk.
We chose high-profile celebrities who appeared in some rather silly, non-glamorous, or downright embarrassing commercial spots. Number 10. Paul Rudd for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Ooh.
When you decide to get serious, there's only one
Don't know what it is.
The games of Super Nintendo.
You may know this versatile actor from his comedic roles in such films as The 40-Year-Old Virgin or I Love You Man.
I love you, man.
I've never seen that.
But before he was playing the handsome funny guy,
I've never seen that stuff, so I do not want to see that. What the? Bendy is just a cute person. However,
Hey, I think I recognize you. If you don't remember, I'm Bendy. Pretty sure you're one of the old animators, weren't you? Well, it's been a while since I've seen you, huh? If you haven't noticed, we have that new ink machine that Joey made. I mean, isn't it swell? I don't think it is. He only made it to please the gods. He's been using us, and I don't think I appreciate that too well. Sadly, well, we were also made not to let people leave. I can't exactly fix that. So, if you dare try to leave this place again, I'll make sure that the floor won't be the only thing you're falling through. But, with that out of your way, how about you just enjoy your time back?
I think Boris can't control his. I think Bendy can't control his.
Avengers Day every Friday.
Ooh, Friday! Can't wait.
It's time for sheep songs, little ones. That means it's time for me, Boris.
You look like crap, Boris. No offense, but the other Boris, that voice did not look right. Sound right.
It's time for sheep songs, little ones.
Okay, now that Boris.
That means it's time for me, Boris. And don't let the fact that I'm a wolf scare you.
Up for it.
I'm your friend. Why, I'm
This Boris
the
looks better.
closest thing you have to a friend here. Certainly more so than Bendy. Don't believe everything you hear. Trust the words I say. I am your friend. No matter what perils await you throughout this tale, I will guide you and protect you. I will lead you to safety and out of harm's way.
Okay, I don't believe that. Besides, it's not Bendy's fault he's demented. It's Joey's fault that everything went wrong. Okay, yeah. I should get the job. I should get that job offer I got a while back. That sounds like crap. That sounds like garbage. Woo!
What do you want to eat?
That looks stupid. It's weird. All the Bendy cartoons people see, the only thing you see is nothing to worry about.
Freak, were you standing behind me, Boris, tickling my freaking butt?
That's funny. Oh. I don't care. Oh, I have an idea out front.
If this is your idea of fun,
You're nuts.
take a look at the region.
I don't have no clue what I'm doing.
Today, the program lineup is as follows: The Dancing Demon, Little Devil Darling, and Sheep Songs featuring Boris the Wolf. So recline in your favorite chair and let us entertain you. Let us take you on a journey of love, loss, and pain.
Let's drag you by your throat all the way.
Okay, before we finish with this thing I have to watch, I would like to do one thing. So, Jeff might hear gibberish from the neighbor. Look at this. That'd be funny. tell you, break. I didn't tell you, break. Ah! Oh, if we can do Zoof. You see the camera random's doing now. Now, it's spring and it's cold here in the studio, okay? Which is weird because we have no heat in the studio. And we have nothing to. That'd be funny. If I fall asleep live, I will be hilarious. You guys see how awkward I sleep in the middle of the night. Actually, I should do it one of these days. Do an all-night video. Actually, I should do that. An all-night video. Not for my... Not for... There's one reason I should do an all-night video. Is one reason, guys. I want to see what the cats do in the middle of the night. Yeah, I could do that. That'd be my longest video. Maybe I will do that tonight. Who knows? Have a video playing all night long. I mean, I'll have the battery charging all night too. But imagine though, I do a video all night long with the cats. Huh. I see here. I can actually even do that. See here. I can't see. Okay, that would work. That was a little too dark to my nature. So yeah, it could work. I have this video, I have the camera on so dark that when the camera's on, cover the green light like that. There. I don't know if that would work or not. I would put this somewhere where the cats wouldn't be able to knock it off. But I mean, that's maybe or not. You'll see here. Oh yeah, if I do that, I wouldn't be able to do that for one night. Oh, that would work perfectly. You would actually know what's happening, and part of my bed, you see my whole bed, so that might work. I might have to move the light though. I'm just trying to. All right, I don't know. That might work, or I might move the typewriter somewhere else for the night. But I don't know. It's a maybe. I might do that. I'm not sure yet. I'm still thinking. I don't really know. So this breaks into the night, which I'm afraid it's going to do one of these days. I don't want to break the computer and get my whole entire life screwed up, silly kitty cat. So I don't know yet. Who knows what I might do? But I think I'm going to watch The King of Random right now. Watch The King of Random. So who knows? I might do an all-nighter. If I do an all-nighter, ooh, that'd be awesome. But that'd be a long video. And the reason I do all-nighter is what the cats do in the middle of the night, because I'm curious. So I'm going to do The King of Random. Oh. Maybe I'll do that. Yes, sir. I'll go to bed maybe around 10. So, sir. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. 10, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. About 7 hours or 6 hours, about 7 or 8 hours of darkness is all you're going to see. I don't know if I can sleep when I'm live. And if someone sees I'm live, like, what the, he's just, and I might do that, but you just see what the cats do in the middle of the night. Besides, I don't know what you guys will see in the middle of the night. Might not see nothing at all. Who knows? But it's gonna be in the maybe area. Maybe someday I'll do that, but it'd be a one-timer thing. One-time thing. Never do it again. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if I even like to do that or not. Wow, 6-foot pen. Okay, so who knows?
In today's video,
It's
we're
maybe.
going to see if we can take a household item, a common ballpoint pen, and scale it way up.
Oh no, you did teacher roll. That worked too. You did teacher roll, so I don't think you do that. See.
Not too long ago, I was doing a little bit of research into
Taking
how
1,000 pins off.
ballpoint pens work. We've done some interesting stuff on this channel with ink, specifically draining ink out of 1,000 pens. While I was doing research for it, I found lots of pictures and diagrams, and one website that was explaining it had a picture of some roll-on deodorant that said, this is not a ballpoint pen, but it works the same way, and it's a lot easier to photograph. As you can see, this is much larger than the tip of a ballpoint pen, and that was their point, is that it works about the same way. There's a ball in sort of a socket, and, well, this one's missing the back of it, but the idea is that there's the liquid deodorant inside, and as the ball rolls, the deodorant is spread out.
Oh, kind of like a paintball. Oh, kind of like paint.
This deodorant then gets applied under your arms. So I thought, hey, wouldn't it be kind of fun if I made a ballpoint pen that actually is that big, something that size, and works the same way? So I went out and I bought some of these roll-on deodorant things. And then while I was doing some research, I found that another YouTuber had actually already made a large pen using roll-on deodorant as the nib, as the drawing surface. I presume he had the same idea, and he'd gone out and he used the deodorant. He tried using paint as an ink, and it did work somewhat. He has this really cool build, makes the whole big pen. It looks very snazzy. The result with the writing, though, left a little something to be desired, and that was something he pointed out. The paint that he was using as a pen ink didn't work super smooth with the deodorant roller, and I thought maybe I could find something that worked better. So I got a couple of these myself, and you know what? I tried out like 5 or 6 different types of ink. I tried modifying the inside of this so it was like a smoother roll, more like the tip of the pen.
That's the reason why I put the camera out tonight to do in the middle of the night.
Good results. So from there, I decided to try and find something else that might work, because now I was really on this idea of making a giant ballpoint pen. And what I came up with
because I'm curious, because someone says I
is this
sleepwalk.
ball bearing. These
I
are
wrote to my sleepwalk, so I want to see if it's true or
I've
not.
only been able to find them at Harbor Freight, but it's just a steel
Harbor Freight,
ball
downtown.
with lots of
There's
smaller
Harbor Freight,
ball
right next to
bearings
Dollar General,
surrounding it,
and
it's just
right next to
an
Dollar General,
omnidirectional bearing.
and
Any direction you
Ruby
go,
Coffee
it
in
rolls
3
and
Rivers.
spins nice and smooth. And when I was experimenting with the deodorant roller, the biggest problem I had is that when I tried to write, it would just sort of seize up, and it would just slide across the paper instead of continuing to roll. So I decided what I needed was something smoother. So I have now switched over to using this ball bearing roller piece, and I want to try and build a whole pen that works with this. Here's the basic idea. Using a large ball bearing and some homemade ink, we're going to see if we can make an enormous functioning ballpoint pen. I also do want to give credit to Julian Davids, the other YouTuber who built a giant pen, for his idea of using a lamp as the front of the pen. That's a genius idea. I don't know if I would have ever come up with that, but it does look kind of like the front of a pen already. It narrows down and then has just a little point part. And so I'm going to try and fit my bearing into the end of that. And then the rest of the tube is going to get attached to that.
Lamp.
So
I had one of those. It
clever
broke
idea.
really
I
easily.
like that. I want to see if I can build my own. My goal is just to have something that draws and writes a little bit more smoothly, something you can actually use and write stuff out with. It's obviously not going to be convenient to use because it will be enormous, but it should be functional. Let's see what we can do here. All right, first step, we need to dismantle the heck out of this lamp. Okay, this has extra bits of metal on it. I don't want these side flange pieces, so I'm going to try and just cut those off with a grinder.
Spark City.
All right, now I need to make room for this on the lamp. Now my ideal would be that I cut a hole just exactly the size of this portion, but not as wide as the neck here, so I can just sort of have it fit in and rest nicely in there. And of course I'll glue that in place to hold it so it's not going anywhere. Oh, this is beautiful. It's already starting to look like a pen. Kind of a weird, wonky pen, but that's okay. It's a pen. That's what matters.
Looks like an old marker.
I thought, what can I do to make that roll nicer? And I realized what would be really nice is if my ink would actually work as a lubricant to sort of keep it all working really nicely. Most lubricants are oil-based, at least if they're going to be liquid, but a lot of oils don't dry out. So then I remember back to my art school days, that oil paint, it's very much oil-based. It has grit that's so fine you would never know it's in there as pigment. And there are even things you can add to thin it out. So this right here is something called liquin. It's a fairly thin oil, and it's used to make oil paint slightly thinner, and more importantly, it dries out faster. So let's mix up a batch of this, and I can show you why I was actually pretty happy with how this is working. This color is called phthalo blue. Add
Bob Ross.
until we have a consistency that's sort of like pen ink. The paint itself is obviously much, much thicker than pen ink. You can see it's hardly liquid at all. It's just really thick paste. The liquid is
Bob
too
Ross.
thin, so mixing the two together, I should get a decent liquidy consistency. I don't want it to be completely liquid because I don't want it to just run out the tip. And this actually forms a pretty good seal when it's just sitting down, so not too much can get past it, but it's not perfectly tight. Of course, when you start pressing on it,
So
it
happy
moves
with
just the
what you're
tiniest
gonna
bit,
do.
fraction of a millimeter, but that breaks a little bit of that
Who
seal.
knows?
I should be able to start distributing as we do that. Here's what we're going to do. I have this bottle of fuel injector cleaner. I'm going to pour this out, and what I just want is this top neck here. I'm going to take this, cut it off, and then I'm going to glue that down. This bearing comes very conveniently with a little hole in the back. That's already there, and that's going to be our feed tube. So we're going to have this glued onto that. We're going to fill this with the ink. It's got a nice cap on it, so it can't tip out the back. And that should just act as sort of a gravity-fed inkwell to let this fill. Okay, start rolling this. Hopefully we'll start seeing some... Yeah, look at that. Blue paint, or ink, as we're calling it. Let's try and get it really well covering all of it. So I had pretty good results with that. There is one more thing that I want to try. So the biggest problem, again, the ink is sticking fairly well. It's flowing out fairly well. But every once in a while, it just sort of starts sliding on the paper instead of really seizing to it. So to try and give the ball itself a little bit more grip when it's on the paper, I actually want to try cleaning it off and then using some sandpaper to rough up the ball itself just a little bit to hopefully make it grip the paper a little bit nicer. We're going to try this again, and I'm actually not going for perfection. If it doesn't work exactly every time, that doesn't really bother me. As long as you can see what I'm writing or drawing, I'm going to be pretty happy with it. I'm liking that. It's not laying down 100% perfect coverage, but there's definitely a noticeably continual line coming out of that. I love it. All right, we're going to leave just the little bit of ink that's in there for now. We'll add the rest of it in when more of the pen is all assembled. So now I think we got to get this permanently attached inside of our lamp. We've got steel stick. It's a 2-part epoxy putty that has metal mixed in the form of powder. It's just really good for gluing metal to other metal, and that is what we're doing right now. So just cut off a little piece of it and then start mixing it up. Once it's evenly mixed, that's the two materials added together. You start applying it to whatever you're sticking it to. So pop this out. Pop this back in. Let's grab some of the putty and pull it out with it, which I am totally okay with, because it means it made a good tight seal. As you may have guessed, these big cardboard tubes are going to be the body of the pen. However, they're just slightly too small in diameter to fit right onto our lamp. So we're going to have to cut our lamp down until it matches the diameter of the tubes. There we go. Just fit right there. Here's a plan to attach this. I want this to be removable, so if I ever want to put more ink in it, I can. So we are going to use some of this craft foam. We've used it before. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to make a roll that fits perfectly inside our cardboard tube. Then at the top, after it's fitted inside, we're going to taper it. We're going to cut pieces out of it and bend it all forward so it fits nicely into this cone shape. Once it fits into the cone shape, we're actually going to glue it to the cone shape, and then it will just be pressure and friction fit into the cardboard tube. So the whole thing should be able to slide out at least a little bit. Should still be able to fit my hand in there to loosen the cap, add more ink, whatever I need to, but for the most part, it'll hold itself on. Now this has a couple of marks and blue stains all over it. Gonna try.
Like I said, I might do that in a bit. You do that. I'm going to sleep right now. I'm going to plug in the computer into something right now so I can keep the video going while I'm sleeping so you can see what I see. If I do that, I have to get
Look at that, it
quick.
soaked the wall. That wall's like 25 feet away from me. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us today on the King of Random. Recently, we got to show you our flamethrower, which
I'm gonna
shoots
pause
up to
this.
50 feet. That was pretty amazing, but it's a fairly expensive project.
So I decided to go to sleep. Get me for example, if I decide to go to sleep soon, I'm gonna have to get me another. I'll have to get a session cord out so I can sleep. You guys see me sleep. Which I already start this video if I did that, so I could.
What we're going to do today is show you how to make a smaller version of a flamethrower that can be built for a lot cheaper. And just to give it an ironic twist, we're going to be building it out of a fire extinguisher. This is actually a pretty simple build. Here's the materials we'll be using to make it. A fire extinguisher, a Schrader valve, a hose clamp, a 1/4 inch brass hose adapter, a wind-resistant barbecue lighter, and 2 types of fuel we'll be trying out, some lamp oil and some lighter fluid. With all of our parts gathered, we're ready to start building our flamethrower, and the first step is to empty out the fire extinguisher of what's currently in it. This thing just pops right off. These chemical fire extinguishers are usually full of a yellowish powder, and I don't want to spray it inside because it'll fill the room and get on everything. So I'm going to take it outside, and I'm going to try and spray it into a plastic bag to contain the mess. Seems to be working all right.
So as I go bed in a bit, I will actually start filming it live.
It's empty. You can see our pressure meter is now showing that this is empty. Nothing left in it. Let's see what comes out into this plastic bag. I don't really want to breathe this in or anything. There you go. That's yellow powder.
Yellow powder.
Now, I know this cap is something that screws on. I'm just not sure how hard it is to get it off. Oh. There we go. Not that hard, apparently.
The machine had screwed on there.
A little bit of brute force. And this will just twist right off. There you go. We have the nozzle that controls the flow. We've got threads that attach to the bottle. And we have this pipe that will feed whatever's in the bottom of the tank up through into the nozzle. Before we proceed, let's empty this out and wash it a little bit so we have a clean tank to work with.